you have a big business, that's what you got to do. Who? The who is my team, right? You got to lead your team. Okay, you have to put structures in place that allow your people to be successful. You need to bring them together and make them feel like they have a home, a sense of community. But don't forget your customers, because I don't know about you guys, but probably 98% of the people who become coaches in my business are customers first. When I lead them as my customers, they respond to my leadership when they become a coach. So what do? I fill my calendars with appointments related to that stuff right there during my office hours. Now I've got other goals, like having a good marriage, right? So what does that look like? We schedule date time together. We bought theater tickets, so we have a theater. We have, going to Wicked next week, right? And so what do? Activity on my calendar, and then it repeats and repeats and repeats.
Repeat that?
You did.
Oh my gosh, I love this. So the question is, how do you get scheduled? How do you start scheduling your time? Because, you have a finite amount of time, and you have to put in the things that are important to you. And here's the truth. I wanted to be significant in my kids' lives, and so I took on the responsibility of being room mom. That was really not an effective use of my time. A, because I'm a disorganized person, so I make mountains out of molehills. And probably a very organized person would have all of the activities that needed to occur in the classroom done with ease, with peace. For me, it stresses me out. But the thing was that when I got down to the truth, I just really wanted to be at the party with my kids. I just wanted to show up and let them know that they're significant and let somebody else take on the responsibility of room mom. In fact, I told room mom, you can just send me wherever you want. I'll go pick up gift cards. I'll do whatever it is you need. I'll be there at the party. Just do not put me in charge. So I was able to prioritize. But when I first started out as a coach, I was an elementary school teacher. So my day job went on my calendar. I had my non-negotiables. I had to put in my work hours. Dave had to put in his work hours. We also wanted to schedule our priorities.
Can I just jump in on non-negotiables?
Totally.
What's a non-negotiable? Things outside your control right now. Okay, going to work was outside of my control then. One of my goals is to change them. But it's also your children, right? Shalene probably talked to you guys yesterday. She came and talked to our group. One of the things she said, you're scheduling your time. You got to look at kids got to go to school at 8. Okay, so I know I got to get up. I got to do those things. Those are what we're talking about with the non-negotiable things.
And then the next thing was that as it evolved, as an elementary school teacher, I had the luxury of being with my kids after school. So from the hours of 3 to 6, my coaches know, I am not available. It doesn't mean that they don't call me, but I have definitely written, in my priority statement that my phone goes in the drawer on silent. Because I'm human, and I'll answer the phone if someone calls me. I'm also, very spontaneous. What's up? So I want to know how people are doing. So I have to set myself up for success, structure my day so that my focus is on them, on their homework, on their after-school activities. They get 100% of my time. And then I have a couple of nights a week that I work with my coaches, and that's negotiated time with my kids. So when my work hours are set, I can get that stuff done. And then you start putting your priorities, right? If you want to have better relationships, then you need to schedule date nights, or you need to start, if you want to have more friends in your life, you need to start doing social things. So you've got to put those things on your calendar. If you want to come back 1 year from now to Summit, in better shape than you were this year, then you need to start putting those workouts on your calendar. You have to take responsibility for every single thing that you want to accomplish.
Another thing Shalene talked about yesterday was finding procrastination behaviors. Don't spend valuable time doing trivial things. If you have an hour, make that hour count. And if you think that hitting refresh on Facebook so you get a new news feed is going to make your hour count, good luck. It might. It's kind of like that curly Q arrow, though. I don't know. That's not valuable. You can do that late at night if you want. But if you've got an hour to spend, I suggest you spend it wisely. 80-20 rule, you got to work with the critical few. Learn to say no. Okay, when you get to this point in the business, people are calling you left and right saying, I'd like to work with you, I'd like to work with you, I'd like to work with you. It's great. I like people. I like getting to know people. I like connecting with people. I love hearing their stories. And more than anything else, I love helping them succeed. But you gotta prioritize that. And you gotta make sure that you're spending your time doing things that matter, doing things that make a difference. Okay, good.
So what does it look like in our life? And I just want you to know that this isn't content that we came up with. This is what was told to us by our mentors.
Yes.
One of my mentors is sitting in the back of the room, Craig Holiday.
Hello.
He told me to get control of my calendar. And when I did, my life changed. So here's my husband's nerd calendar.
Here's the nerd calendar. Yeah, I use Google Calendars. Let's talk about scheduling a little. We got a little time here. So scheduling. So this is my calendar from a month and a half ago. It doesn't always look like this, but this is what it looked like a month and a half ago. So a couple things that I do with my scheduling. First thing is nothing before 8. Kids go to school at 8. I don't take any appointments before 8. I've tried that. I've tried to go, you're on the East Coast, I'll get out at 6 in the morning and be on the phone with you. No, that's a bad idea for me, so I just don't do that. Don't book anything, because that's my priority, right? Like, that's my picture. That's what's important to me. So I get up, I make sure I get up before them. I try to get up about a half an hour before them. That allows me to just go and check in, see what my day's like, look at my to-do list, create a to-do list if I don't already have one, and go through what's going on today, and are there any emails that your home in Arizona has written down that I need to deal with. If not, I get away from my computer as quickly as I possibly can and get back to what's important, which is my kids. I don't take regularly scheduled appointments before 10 usually. The reason for that is the first slide I showed you on the spiritual thing. I like to surf. When can you surf? Where I live, in the morning is the answer. So I leave that time open on my calendar. Now, if I look out the window and the surf isn't good, I have time on my calendar where I can do my critical business activities, respond to emails, create blogs, blog posts, video blogs, whatever it may be. I also have a couple things that I put on Tuesday morning. It says blog/vlog. That for me is a critical business activity. That's got to get done. If I don't update my blog, my business does not grow. It's just that simple. Just that simple. The other one Thursday morning says Shakeology samples. If I don't send out Shakeology samples, my business does not grow. Simple. So it's got to be on the calendar, and then it's got to get done. Now, I might send out the Shakeology samples on Wednesday because I've looked at Surfline and I realized the surf's going to be good on Thursday. So I'll do it on Wednesday.